Sorry, I'm re-uploading this video. I messed it up. So yeah, this video you're about to see took 2 hours to edit. So please enjoy it. Let's get back to the video.
And the almighty Shogun! How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must—
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being 2 Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature, and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is something eternal.
That's, quite a lot to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple. notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your Excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Hey, he wouldn't have gone looking for a tea. So, we didn't even have...
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of... Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. The tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. You're right. I've been reminded of many... Back at the Yashiro, the events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu, they also took Makoto away from me, for good.
She died in that disaster too?
Yes.
Man, I'm dead.
She went to Konria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening...
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
This is serious.
I know. This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
Yes. It was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind.
Oh, girl, it's you.
They like the way I grind, they like the way I flirt, they like the way my noonie is peeking out my skirt. You're never gonna do it like us, work the hips, then shake the buzz.
As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plain of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell.
That my best friend, she a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no nigga on the dance floor. She had 2-3 drinks, now she smoking. She throw it out and come back in.
She a real bad bitch, got her own car. She don't need no lift in a strip club. No, my girl gon' fit.
I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Konria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Yes. I once told but even the teeth, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you
Sister, you mean to say...
based on what we've...
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma. And so, I am afraid...
Oh, well... That's a boy. Both of you have experienced...
With this last cup of tea? Thank you, Destiny. Once again.
Hey!
I'm fine.
I ain't gonna lie, you can do whatever you want. Keep dancing, jumping, you still not getting no food.
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
My apology.
Don't worry about it. We'll deal with them. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too! Are you injured, Your Excellency? We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more.
Don't! It's
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the...
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means if the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now...
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now, just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that...
Everyone on...
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but what... It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was true. The monsters will definitely come back. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City.
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun...
Well, what are
We will stay here and guard against them. We are brothers in arms.
Just leave it to... But the Almighty no matter what kind of threat...
Thank you all, Feb. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment...
Don't worry, Your Excellency. With you leading us...
Glory to the Shogun. Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice, the result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long. I used to think just like that samurai, that I was first and foremost a warrior, and my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still... Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, no matter how long it takes. Now that we've dealt, I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro.
Alrighty then. He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh? What's wrong, eh?
自戒せよロンダニーニの黒犬打ち毒し焼き払い自ら喉をかき切るがいい爆動の球撃
What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like the situation... No need. I need to go to the cave.
Why? What's it?
A battleground.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. It looks like...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is... Where are we going?
Wish to stray from the rules. This body shall stand in her way.
Wait!
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of... You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self, but have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have... I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors.
Wait! The atmosphere in here just...
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier, as she indicates. Once I started entertaining the idea of change, but inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness.
She didn't have to cut me off. I could never know we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. You didn't have to stop so long. Had to fight through like turn, to change your number. I don't need that goal. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we...
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself... I would not try to change her.
Isn't there any other way? Can't withdrew or something? But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form, it inherits a. Every action undertaken is for the sake of determination. Only rules shall remain. Those were my thoughts. Now, you wish to make your. I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. The only maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. This ends now. Inferior. Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish! Kitsune sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch-black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Inazuma shines eternal! The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. There is no escape. Transcending. Inferior. Torn to oblivion.
Have you finally
It appears your martial prowess has not done. But how long can your...
How the heck?
She didn't have to cut me off. I could never know we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stop so long. Had to fight through like turn, to change your number. I said I don't need that goal. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
She was built... Maybe, if I don't do... This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last. Months, years, centuries. And no matter how... 500 years ago. Here in the present, they... It is about time I understand that. I fight for the... I vowed during my absence.
But this
Pass on my words.
got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could... Yeah, we should... Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the... Well, whatever, we can... Oh, but we also... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice, don't feel Paimon now! Oh, you're right. Paimon, who knows if she...
In the best of mood. I hope you realize how lucky you are.
But you're...
That was a figure of speech.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's just impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put.
You're my friend now.
What? Oh, she acts like such a... So you seem to be under the impression that I am...
to reality.
I'm loading up my clip, got a plan for tonight. A dark in my hand.
Able to offer.
Is she playing dumb?
You're learning, little one. But really, the truth, all I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive.
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. Anyway, we needn't worry. First things first. Always have my to the outside. In other words.
So...
Yes, no need to. Everything is This is precisely.
What?
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is.
Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't care. What'd you say? I just want to know what you said. What did you say? I don't care!
Hey. Oh. Well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when only a strong enough will can prevent you from being Well then, the door is open. Hop on. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter.
領域展開無料空所
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
What things?
Turn to the dark side.
I always come back.
You have returned. This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the over countless battles. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have You bring honor to the title of Guardian. Now these two return once more to this space. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500... Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. Was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consume, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. This, I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way. You need not worry about the future. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. And whenever I think of this, I feel something. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new... This power is beyond the limits of my... This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling. It was at once a familiar feeling. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you. You truly have changed. I suppose this is... I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will... But as a warrior, I look for... It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished?
Expecto Patronum!
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear... I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick... Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come... I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would... A convoluted way to reach you, but... Well, you held such deeply entrenched views that there was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of... Did you know what was about to happen in I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See, it was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Here, take it, but it is you who must take the most important...
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and you. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh?
So the A of the present planted the sacred sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is a concept intimate.
A place where perhaps that is the reason why you... And yet, that sense of disorderliness...
I don't... I know what you mean. Without the sacred sakura...
I know you've always perceived there was... You've tried in the past...
No.
But the sacred sakura...
Ugh. Now...
I'm joking. And obviously It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment... Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating... At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts. Suffice to say, fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone...
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen.
I thought that the flow of my first thought, but you two have my... My body has fully recovered.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. After all,
I only heard her voice. I'll be fine. I have to say, it's all thanks to her. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to...
Thank you.
Today, at Makoto and you are...
It's rare to hear such comforting words from...
Oh, come on.
Makoto said the...
Great minds think alike, I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position? Actually, no. Forget that.
We will have to end the frivolities there. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma. After that...
Really?
I am no longer pursuing any turn. I don't doubt that many challenge... I'm looking...
Mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun them.